very good evening to you. You are watching Urban Smash TV and I'm your host for tonight, Emma Bakari. It's an absolute pleasure to have your company this evening. Well, like no other evening, I have a fantastic guest waiting in the wings, anticipating to be interviewed. But before I get our next guest on board, I just want to tell you about the channel, about what you're watching, because you're thinking, oh, what is this? What is Urban Smash TV? Well, Urban Smash TV is a platform for rising stars and established stars. We bring out the best interviews and we also do jam sessions as well. We have had our latest jam session from Craig Webb, and if you have not seen it, if you have not checked him out, then please do go over to our Instagram page and you can watch his latest live jam session. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to my next guest. She is a model, she is a radio presenter. You may have heard her lovely voice on West Side Radio. She currently presents for Flex FM. So I'm going to introduce the lovely, the gorgeous Billie Jean Blackett, when I can find her.
So here we go. Hello, BB. Hi, UK. Oh, there she is.
How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Billie Jean, do you wake up like that? Just...
Sometimes, darling, not much. So normally I wake up with a little bit dribble on the side of my mouth.
Oh my God. Well, I hope you're doing well, darling. I hope you're doing well. So you obviously model. Yeah. Radio presenter, you're kind of doing, you're doing your thing at the moment. I think what will probably be on everyone's lips, how did you first get into radio?
Okay, so basically one day I was scrolling on Instagram and an ad came up and it said looking for radio presenters from West Side. I looked at it, I thought, that's a bit of me, but then I was like, oh no. And then my friend sent me the exact same ad and I was like, do you know what? This has happened for a reason. I've got no experience whatsoever, but you know what? I'm going to give it a try. It's always something I've wanted to do. Why not? So I literally just emailed the man, said, hi, my name is Billie Jean. I'm a model. I want to get into radio. And he was like, all right, cool. You can come to the studio and we're going to record a demo. And literally from then I went every Friday back to back learning. He was teaching me how to do radio because there's definitely an art to doing radio. And he kind of just took me under his wing, bless him. So that's kind of how it started.
Had you done radio before? Had you done anything before?
Never, never. And I just, you know what, I thought, fake it till you make it. Learn as you go along. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to do things and jump in it. And I think sometimes if you overthink, how do I do it? Can I do it? No, just jump, do it, learn as you go on. And that's kind of how it started with me. And then before I knew it, I was going back every Friday, learning. It's all the way in Hanwell, so I was travelling from Hertfordshire, taking me 2 hours, trekking, and I was like, I know if I put in the work, it will pay off, and that's kind of what drove me. And then every Friday I was doing it, and then before I know, he was asking me to cover radio, and then before I knew it, he gave me a slot, and then it just started from there, which was crazy.
And the rest was history.
The rest was history, and I found something that I really, really, honestly, it's a real passion of mine.
So with your with radio, what made you think, I think I'll be good at this? Was it something your friends were saying, or was it something that you've always wanted to do?
Do you know what, to be honest, it was just because I talk so much. Like, I literally can't stop talking. So for me, it was kind of like, it was like a no-brainer. My friend kept saying to me, she was like, Bills, you need to be doing presenting, you need to be on, like, you need to be doing something like that. Like, get your face out there, get your voice out there, get your personality out there. And I think modelling kind of started with like a stepping stone into getting into the industry, knowing how the industry works. And I guess, yeah, then it kind of just put two and two together. And then, like I said, when I went and recorded that first demo, I was like, I found it. I found what I want to do. Like, it felt right. I think you never know. You're going to be good at something until you do it.
Yeah, definitely. It's always worth a try. Always 100%. Worth a try. So with modelling, yeah, obviously before radio, how long have you been modelling for?
Oh my gosh, I feel like feel like a veteran. I've been modelling since I was 18, so I'm 25 now. So 7 years I've been going, and yeah, that's all I've done full time. And radio's only been in the past year that I've started to kind of experiment and kind of find my flow in other things.
How did you get into modelling? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will be interested to know about your path and getting in there with the booking jobs.
Yeah, I mean, modelling was an interesting one because I was actually working in B&Q. So I was working... I didn't know what anything was. Darling, I was turning up in hoop earrings, red lipstick. I was wearing like a fur over like throw on top of my B&Q outfit. I was getting in trouble for it. So I was working there for like 2.5 weeks. And I remember this lady came in and this lady was like, what are you doing here? You need to be on a catwalk. And I was like, oh, you know, I'm not really sure. Like, and I thought, you know what, Billie Jean, you get one life, go get it. So I went to agencies and I got actually quite a few no's. And I remember walking away from it being like, oh, it's not for me. I'm just going to give up. And I was like, no, we're going to keep, like, if this is something you want, you've got to go again. So I remember I went to one agency, they said no, but they were like, there's an agency around the corner, why don't you go check them out, I think they really like you. So I was like, all right, fine. So I've walked up now, I've pressed the buzzer and I'm like, hi, you know, I'm here for a walk-in. No, we're not doing walk-ins, like you come at the wrong time. So I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, actually wait. And I was like, oh, and he was like, come back. And I didn't realize there was a camera on the buzzer. He was like, do you know what? Come up. I was like, okay. And he literally signed me on the spot. The next day, I quit B&Q, and then I was full-time modelling. It literally, my life changed overnight.
That is an amazing, amazing story. It's like those things that you hear about, and you're like, no, that doesn't actually happen to real people. But it does.
Yeah, no, it really does. Your life can literally turn upside down just like that.
What has been your most exciting modelling job to date?
I'm probably going to have to say my most exciting job has to be the Baptiste dry shampoo commercial. And that's purely because at that time I was going for loads of castings. I mean, with modelling, you go to so many castings, you do so many self-tapes. Sometimes you just don't hear back. It's a lot of rejection. So I remember at that time, you know, I was a bit like, oh, you know, I need like a good job. Like, come on, universe. Come on, God. What's going on? And I literally got the call and they were like, you've booked like the commercial. I was like, what? I didn't go for the casting. So it was a direct booking from a lovely lady that I'd worked with when I must have been about 18. Her name was Vicky, a female director, which was absolutely amazing. And she booked me on the job, and it was probably my favourite job to this day still. And that was about 1.5 years ago.
Well, that is amazing. You've had such a great, successful career in modelling. Obviously, yeah. And so one of our icebreaker questions for you, which we didn't ask, is what is your most embarrassing fashion trends that you've ever rocked?
Oh my God. You know what? I'm going to have to say it because this is what I used to rock. It was dolly shoes. I wore dolly shoes of anything. I'd wear dolly shoes with tracksuit, skirts, trousers. Honestly, it got to the point that I think on my 18th birthday, my friend was like, Bill, like, I'm going to get you a pair of trainers. You need to leave the dolly shoes behind. Actually, no, it wasn't 18. That's a lie. It was like 16, 17. And yeah, ever since I got my first pair of trainers, I was like, goodbye dolly shoes, goodbye shoe zone, goodbye Primani. Like, I'm a new girl now. I'm into trainers.
Well, that's it. And you're still rocking the trainers now, Billie Jean?
I live in trainers and platforms. That's a bit of me.
Yeah. What's the match in between?
I mean, honestly, it was dolly shoes, big chunky belts. I mean, I used to wear like a dress with like leggings matching from Bobby Market, like you name it.
Those things where you look at some old pictures and you're like, I can't believe what was I wearing?
I wore some funky pieces. I think one time I must have wore like rainbow high knee socks, a denim skirt, and like a blue top. I was just like, Billie Jean, what was going on?
Wow. I've had some shockers, so I won't even go into that one.
Wait, what's your most shocking outfit?
Oh gosh, oh dear. Do you know what? I think it was the body. You know, there was a time where the body suits. You know those body boilers. The body boilers.
Yes.
You know those ones. There was a time where everyone was just rocking it, but now I don't think it's wear it.
I feel like body like boiler suits are kind of back, but
I know.
there's just certain ones that you can wear.
Not the ones I was rocking. These were the cheap ones. The ones that the celebrities are rocking now. Trust me. So obviously now you're working at Flex FM at the moment.
Yeah, I am.
If you could interview absolutely anybody,
Yeah.
who would it be and why?
Do you know what? This is a really tough question, but I'm gonna have to say Princess Nokia. I don't know if you've heard of her. I don't know if you've seen her.
You have to bring me into this. You know, I'm very old school, Billie.
Okay, no, to be honest, Princess Nokia is new school, but she's got like an old school vibe. But she literally does rock, she does R&B, she does hip hop, she does like she's got like one album. It's like Cyber Girl, like it's all like, do you know?
Oh.
And I think for me, the reason why I'd love to interview her is because she challenges herself. She doesn't care what anyone thinks. I think she's a little bit of an activist. You know, she makes massive, big statements. She's very comfortable in being herself. And the biggest thing for me is she's comfortable being different. I think people like that are magic.
Amazing.
I think
so, how would you, obviously you're very, very busy, you know, radio, modeling. How do you balance that with your personal life?
I don't. Like, sometimes I'm good, but sometimes it's just bad. Like, I think sometimes I've been in work mode and my friends just don't see me. You won't see me, like, you know, I'm sometimes hard to get hold of, but I am now learning to find more of a balance, because I think for a long time I was so much work, and now I'm kind of like, okay, you live once, so enjoy as you go along and enjoy the journey, and don't always be looking at the final destination and working so hard towards it that you forget to enjoy your loved ones, your friends, your family. So now I've got a better balance, but sometimes I'm not balanced.
Did things slow down for you as COVID-19 happened and lockdown happened? I mean, did that affect you in any sort of way?
Yeah, so once we went into lockdown, modelling was like nothing. There was nothing happening, which I found really hard, because I am a person who thrives off being super busy. I love working, I love perfecting my craft, I love being on the go. So for me, lockdown, when it first hit, I was like, whoa, what am I going to do? So during that period, I kind of just really focused on radio. Even though I wasn't presenting radio, but I was just learning my craft, listening to more radio, and even in lockdown, that's actually when I moved to Flex. So I kind of just spent the time kind of just like, I guess, working on myself and like thinking about like my next goal, instead of being kind of hung up that I couldn't do the things I wanted to do. I thought, well, I can only do what I can do. So I just focused on what I did have control over.
You said something really important there. You're working on your craft during lockdown, even though you weren't necessarily working on radio, but you're working on that, you know, your voice working. And I think that's an amazing thing to do. Don't just wait and, you know, sit and wait for opportunities to come to, you know, make things happen. 100%. So in light of that, what advice would you give to people at the moment, maybe someone trying to break into modeling, break into radio presenting? What advice would you give them, especially in the time where jobs are not really popping at the moment?
Well, I think my best advice right now is, if you want to get into modeling, I mean, obviously you can't go to walk-in, you can't go into an agency. That's how I would always recommend to go to an agency. But for now, while it's quiet and while everyone's got plenty of time on their hands, I would use this time to literally write emails. Go on to, you know, modelling websites, find emails, send your pictures off. For radio, you need to make a demo. So record a demo. So like maybe 1 minute of you talking, like conversation. So talking about a new album, just general conversation, chit chat, record that, send that off as a demo to a radio station. It is literally as simple as that. Like, I think sometimes people think, oh, but how am I going to do that? Don't overthink it. There's always a will, there's always a way. And I think when it comes to those things, all it is just contacting the person, just literally going, hi, I want to get into this, blah blah blah, boom. And you know what, it's okay if you get no's, but all it takes is one yes and you're in the door, and that is it.
Amazing. So no, it's really good. It's really good advice. Even me, I'm listening. Oh wow. Very inspirational. What is your goals for 2021? What is next for you? What's going on?
You know what? I feel like my goal this year is to keep leveling up, keep practicing, like I said, learning my craft, because although I'm at Flex and I've worked really hard to get where I have. I still feel like I've still got a lot of growing and learning to do in terms of my presenting skills, you know, new music, and I just kind of feel like you never stop learning and you never stop growing, and I think that's the most funnest thing about radio and even modeling, is that I'm constantly learning and I'm constantly learning to do new things, so it's kind of always keeping me on my toes.
Definitely.
You know? So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's my goal. My goal is just to keep on leveling up, stay sane, stay healthy, and keep on loving what I'm doing.
Do you have any, what is your main things you do to stay healthy, to stay fit? Because obviously you're on point at the moment.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I haven't worked out for a month and a half. I'm slacking. Honey, do you know what? It got to a point where I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to be free. I'm just going to be me. But now I've decided that I'm going to start running. But normally, to keep myself sane, I do write a lot. I meditate every day without fail, because that keeps me very grounded in myself. And like I said, focusing on radio. Like, I know right now we're not really in control of everything, but we can control ourselves and we can control what we can control. And that's kind of what I'm focusing on. So leveling up, perfecting that craft, going for a run. If I do it, I'm not really sure. I've got to retell myself to come on, Billie, get back on track, because it's hard in lockdown. Like, sometimes you just lose motivation.
Of course, it is hard. I mean, you know, you try and do the home workouts, but you know, the fridge there, you know, we've got stuff like that. It is hard, but we have to try, keep going, keep, you know, pressing on.
100%. And I think that's kind of what I'm doing. Like I said, you can't control everything, but what you can control, do that, and keep yourself busy, keep yourself sane. And that's what I'm doing.
Definitely. Billie Jean, thank you so much. Oh, before we go, we end our interview with a random question.
Okay.
So today, your random question is, would you rather have invisibility or flight? And why?
Invisibility or flight? Do you know what? I would say invisibility, but I'm going to go with flight, because sometimes I just want to leave, you know? Sometimes I just want to get up and go. So I'm going to do flight, because that means I could fly to somewhere hot. I'm going with fly. Yeah, fly. Yeah. That would be my superpower. Yeah, just so I can get away, go on holiday. I'm like, oh, what, the flight is £1,000. No, it's all right. I'll fly there, darling. I'll meet you there.
Free travel. That's it. That's one.
I think that's the best one.
Yeah. Listen, thank you so much. Bless you. Thank you for you know, joining us this evening. It's been an absolute.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Take care, my darling.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Well, thank you guys for watching Urban Smash TV. We will be back next week for another hot interview. Make sure you watch this space, and do not forget, if you have missed out on any of our previous interviews or jam sessions, then please do follow us on our Instagram page and our YouTube page and our Twitter. But for now, I will see you next time. Have a fabulous weekend. Bye-bye.